So we'll compare the NPV and IRR because this is a very important topic and most exams ask this. So NPV can be applied for both conventional and unconventional cash flows. IRR can be applied only to conventional. NPV gives you an absolute number as an answer. IRR gives you a percentage number as an answer. NPV does not take the size of the project into account, but IRR takes the size of the project into account. NPV assumes that cash flows are reinvested at cost of capital. IRR assumes the cash inflows are reinvested at IRR. What is this? We will just see later. So we'll see the reinvestment pattern here. NPV assumes reinvestment is based on cost of capital and IRR assumes reinvestment is based on IRR. So we'll just look at here. Okay. See, a company has this kind of a cash flow. 0th year you invest, then you get cash inflow. So this is outflow. Other years you get inflows. Okay. You get the first year inflow of 4590. At the first year end you get 4590. Still how many years are left for the project to get completed? The entire second year, the entire third year. So 2 years this money can be invested, right? Where can you invest it? NPV assumes that this 4590 can be invested at the cost of capital of 10% for the 2 years. Okay. On the second year end, you get 2735. This can be invested for when, as you get the amount in the end of second year, you can invest for the entire third year. So 2735 can be invested at 10% for an entire 1 year. But this 1500 you are getting in the last end of the third year, so that cannot be invested anywhere. So the concept is the rate. The rate 10% is something which is the cost of capital, that is any loan that you receive or any borrowings that you make. Okay, that is a normal assumption. So this 4590 can be invested in any bond or debenture which gives a yield of 10%. That is a logical assumption. Okay, or somewhere once you have got this money, you can even repay the debt also, the debt which you got to invest in this project. This is a reasonable assumption. But how IRR assumes? Assume that a project has an IRR of 20%. Okay, it's a very high IRR project and we have selected it. Only this project can give 20%. Okay, the 4590, if you use IRR, that money also we get, but it is assumed to be invested at 20%. See, this project that we selected based on IRR is the highest project which gives the highest IRR, right? The second project also will not give you this IRR. It will give you a IRR something like 15%. So how can we assume that we can invest the 20% in the same project? That is not possible at all. So this is an unreasonable assumption. Okay, that's why NPV is way better than IRR. So we'll still compare NPV and IRR. When discount factors change during the life of project, it can be incorporated in NPV. So that is possible. That's again a very strong point for NPV. Such changes cannot be incorporated in IRR. There is no such problems of multiple NPV and all here. But in IRR, we have the problem of multiple IRR. NPV directly adds to the shareholder value and the share price. IRR doesn't do that. So you can see that NPV is like far more superior to IRR. Put it like this. Assume there are two projects. Okay. Project A is there. Project B is there. Both have an NPV and IRR. A project gives you 100 NPV and this one gives you 50 NPV. IRR here it gives you 10% IRR. This one gives you 20% IRR. Which one we will select? As per NPV you will select A. As per IRR you will select B. Now when they give conflicting answer, which one you select? IRR is a poor method, NPV is the right method. Okay, so select NPV. So that's how it works. So we'll start with the quiz. NPV method assumes that cash flows are reinvested at IRR, accounting rate of return, or cost of capital. The answer is cost of capital. Okay, we'll move on to our next question. Which of the following statements about NPV and IRR is least accurate? So which one is like wrong? IRR is the discount rate that equates the present value of the cash inflows with the present value of cash outflows. This is correct. For mutually exclusive projects, if the NPV method and the IRR method give conflicting rankings, the analyst should use the IRR. This is wrong. That is what they are asking. Select the wrong answer. So we'll select the least accurate one. C. The NPV method assumes that cash flows will be reinvested at the cost of capital, while the IR rankings implicitly assume that cash flows are reinvested at the IRR. This is a correct one. So this is the false option. So we'll select that one. Answer is B. We have another quiz. Which of the following statement is true if the NPV of a project is 4,000 negative and the required rate of return is 5%? So to work out this problem, okay, we have to do the graphical method to understand it better. So as per the graphical method, this side is a discount factor, this side is the NPV. NPV is 0 this side, and it's like minus this side and plus this side. So minus 4,000 is what is given, and minus 4,000 is for a 5% discount factor. So for 5% discount factor and 4, we'll mark it here. So this is the point. He is asking you which of the following statement is true. Okay, the project IRR is less than 5%. Is it true? See, the IRR is the point at which NPV becomes 0. So this is the point. Okay, it cannot, IRR cannot be 5 because it gives you a minus 4,000 as NPV. So should you increase it or decrease it? If you increase the discount factor, the NPV will still fall. So that's not the option. If the discount factor, if you decrease it, okay, your NPV will increase because they are inverse in nature. Okay, so what happens is we'll increase it, and the answer comes to something like 3. At 3% discount factor, we'll just see that the answer comes to 0. Okay, so this is the IRR. Roughly we'll do it. Okay, if we decrease the discount factor, NPV will go higher. So we'll just assume that the NPV goes higher, and we get something like 3%. So is this right? The project's IRR is less than 5%. Is it right? The project's IRR 3% is less than the 5%. The answer is right. Yes. Okay. The required rate of return is lower than the IRR. Okay. So he's asking, is the discount factor, required rate of return, we can also say it as a discount factor. Is the discount factor lower than IRR? Discount factor is 5%. Okay, which is higher. That's only we are getting negative NPV. How can it be lower? Okay, discount factor is actually higher, right? Discount factor is 5%, and IRR should be less than this. That's why we get something like discount factor, IRR of 3%. If that is the case, this is a wrong choice. Okay, he's like distracting us. NPV assumes cash flows are reinvested at the IRR. No, it's reinvested at cost of capital. So this is wrong. The NPV would be positive if the IRR was equal to 5%. So if NPV is, he says if the NPV would be positive if the IRR was equal to 5%. If IRR is equal to 5%, then NPV would be 0, because at 5% NPV will be at any point of IRR, okay, whether it's 5%, 10% or 20% or 3%, at any point of IRR, NPV will be 0. So this is wrong. It cannot be positive. It is 0. Okay. So the answer should be A. So this is a very lengthy question. So if you get a question like this in an exam, best thing is to do it graphically and then understand it and then work it out. But ensure that whether you could do this within some 3 minutes or 4 minutes. If you take more time than that, just flag this question and move on to some other easier question. This table gives you the entire overview about all the methods that we have considered till now. We have a quiz now. Which of the following capital budgeting techniques is most directly related to the stock price? Obviously, NPV. So the answer is A. So we have another quiz. Which investment appraisal method is generally considered the best model for long range decision making? If you have an answer of NPV, select that. Payback selects projects which are short-term oriented. Their short-term oriented are selected. Discounted payback also selects short-term period projects. ARR selects the high profitability projects. It doesn't consider the length of the project. NPV is the answer. So the answer should be D. So in the past exams, we have a few questions in the section C. So these are the questions. Okay, why is NPV regarded as superior to IRR? Your view about an investment methods or appraisals, or what would happen to the if interest rate rises. Okay, what would happen to the capital investment appraisal? These kinds of questions might come in your exam. Mostly we have covered in a theoretical uh, view about this topic, so you can answer them well. So thank you very much for watching this video. We'll meet in the next video.